Hello students, this is Dr. Saurabh Rajaram Mhatre from Sri RLT College of Science, Sakola. So, we are going to see about respiration and circulation chapter. So, as we all know that all living organisms require energy to carry out various life processes. All living organisms are required energy for various life processes. The energy that is stored in the form of complex organic compounds is, however, not usable by the organisms unless it is converted into suitable form. So, these conversion is achieved through the process of respiration. So, respiration is a biochemical process of oxidation of organic compounds in an orderly manner for the liberation of chemical energy in the form of ATP. So, this is the correct definition of respiration. Respiration is a biochemical process of oxidation of organic compounds in an orderly manner for the liberation of chemical energy in the form of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. So, first glucose is there, C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus 38 ATP molecules. For these, the process of gaseous exchange takes place between the organism and environment. So, the site of gaseous exchange is called as a respiratory surface. For this generation of ATP molecules, respiration, gaseous exchange takes place between the organism and environment. Environment and organism having gaseous exchange, and the site of gaseous exchange is called as a respiratory surface. So, first of all, organs of respiratory exchange. Respiratory exchange is a simple physical process. Respiratory exchange is a simple physical process. For efficient gaseous exchange, the respiratory surface should have the following features. It should have large surface area. It should be thin and highly vascular and permeable to allow exchange of gases. It is most important. And it should be moist. So these are the three requirements for the gaseous exchange. Respiratory surface should be large surface area. It should be thin and highly vascular and permeable to allow exchange of gases, and it should be moist. So gaseous exchange in plants. We know that the shape and structure of plants facilitate gaseous exchange by the form of exchange of by the diffusion. A terrestrial flowering plant has many air spaces between the cell of the stem, leaf, and roots. These air spaces are continuous. Oxygen diffuses into air space through stomata. Pores. Stomata are the pores on the leaves and young stem. Then carbon dioxide and water vapor diffuse out through that stomata. In the aerated soil and the oxygen dissolved in the film of the moist or water around the root tissue and enters it by the diffusion process. Woody flowering plants, trees, shrubs have external impervious bark. There are gases exchange occurs through small pores in the stem surface called lenticles. We can see these lenticles on the bark in the diagram. So these are all about the gases exchange in plants. So in animals, as compared to plants, animals show wide variety of respiratory surfaces or organs. The respiratory surfaces differs in various animals depending upon complexity of organization and surrounding medium. Certain parts of the body have become specialized into different types of respiratory organs. In higher animals, these respiratory organs are also associated with transport system. So in the respiratory surface organ in organism showing different habitat and different respiratory surfaces or organs in different organisms. So for this comparison we are going to see this table. In first column there is organisms, in second column there are habitat of these organisms, and third having respiratory surfaces or respiratory organs. So first, protists, sponges and coelentrates, they are having aquatic habitat, and for their respiratory purpose they are having plasma membrane. In flatworms like planaria, annelids, earthworms, snails, leech, amphibians, frogs, so these are aquatic or semi-aquatic. Their respiratory surfaces or organs are plasma membrane, their general body surfaced, moist skin. In amphibians, frogs, they respire through their skins. In insect having habitat, terrestrial habitat. So they are having tracheal tubes and spiracles for the respiratory purpose. Arachnids like spiders and scorpions are terrestrial in habitat. They have book lungs. Arthropod in limulus, they are having aquatic habitat. They are also having book gills. Then amphibians, tadpoles of frog, then salamanders and newts having aquatic habitat. They are having external gills. Fishes are aquatic in habitat. They are having internal type of gills. Then reptiles, birds and mammals, they are having terrestrial habitat. They are having lungs for the respiratory purpose. Turtles having underwater habitat. They are having cloaca for the respiratory purpose. So this is all about the respiratory surfaces and organs in different types of organisms and different types of their habitat. So in next lecture we are going to learn about human respiratory system. Thank you, students.